Hi everybody, welcome back to my career pathing, career coaching channel. And in this video, what I want to cover, and I want to do a series of short videos so that you can also, first of all, not get bored, and secondly, so you can start implementing these ideas. Now, this idea that I'm going to share with you is not rocket science, and some of you may have already thought about it, but most people that I've met don't do it. So let's start right away by saying that don't waste your time to get from point A to point B in your career goals. Your career goals also include your career degree, meaning the degree that will be used for your career goal. And don't, I'm 60 years old now, okay? And I got my MBA when I was 58. I was in the military, and I want you to watch my video on using the military as a career path. But listen, don't think that, okay, I finished high school by 18, 17 or 18. I finished college by age 22. I, I do this and I do this by the certain time. No, don't pressure yourself into that mold, all right? Because I didn't do that. And I can consult with people. I can do small business consulting and other consulting with people because of my experiences more than my degree. Okay? Experience counts. So, what do you need to do to get from point A to point B in the shortest amount of time is whether you're in high school now, college, tech school, or whatever. You should take jobs, whether they're part-time jobs because you're going to school, and now with the age of the internet, you can go to school online. And don't shy away from going to school online. I was in management roles, and did I really care about whether that potential job candidate went to an online school versus a school that was what we call brick and mortar schools? No. And most jobs won't care about that. And like in my field as a tax accountant, I'm going to care more about your experience. I'm going to look for things like your experience, your related experience, and in these days, we use software in many different job settings. So I'm looking for related experience and use of a particular software in my case. Okay, and that could be even accounting software. So it can get that specific sometimes with jobs nowadays. If you read the job ads, you'll see it. Must have experience using this software, that software, etc. Anyway, and the reason for that is that so your transition into the job is smoother, and that my hiring you is not going to be time intensive training you to use a particular software or to do particular tax returns. You already have to come with that experience. Now, can we groom and train people? Yes, but under normal conditions, in a busy tax firm, for instance, I'm using my kind of work as a example, but any industry or job setting may have the same particular set of requirements from you as a job candidate. Okay, but getting back to what you need to do to get from point A to point B in the shortest amount of time as possible so you can get your career goal started is take jobs or internships that are degree and career related. Don't waste your time working at McDonald's. Don't waste your time working as a retail clerk unless you're going into retail management. Don't do jobs that are just busy work for you. And also your disinterest in that work shows to your customers. Anyway, and this is the first and foremost method I suggest in getting from point A to point B in your career in the shortest amount of time. Take on internships, and if they don't pay, then take on another job that pays. Especially if you're single, you can do it. And if you're worried about, I got lots of homework to do, and I have to commute to school, and I got this schedule and that schedule, then, like I said, go to school online. We're in COVID times now, and it's forced people to finally accept the age of technology and the truth that you don't need to go to show up in a school building to learn. Remember that. So take on internships that are degree and career related. Or if you can't find internships, take on just a part-time job or a full-time job if you have the time that is degree and career related. And like I said, if it doesn't pay or pay enough, take on another job. Do your schoolwork online where you can cater your schoolwork to your real work, your job. And I'm not saying schoolwork is not real work. Schoolwork can be very intensive. I'm saying work that pays you, or work that's in a work setting. Okay, so remember that to get to point A, from point A to point B in the shortest amount of time in your career, you've got to take jobs that are degree or career related. And I've seen this in my 60 years of living. I've had a variety of experiences, and I've been able to coach and mentor other people based on what I've learned over the years. And that's how I raise my children also. I encourage them to build their resume by working in career-related jobs. And my three oldest really have. They have done that. So that's the quick version of getting from point A to point B. And don't forget to watch my military video about using a military career to get started in a non-military career. It's one of the best well-kept secrets out there. And do it because you're patriotic and you want the career. You may end up staying in the military, and that may end up being your career. That's fine and good. We need them. We need career military people with a lot of experience, just like in the civilian sector. Civilian companies, or what private sector companies we call them, or even nonprofit organizations, they're going to want you to have experience, and that makes you more competitive. When you're sitting in front of the person that's interviewing you, and they're looking over your resume, and they're seeing, oh, okay, he went to high school and he did this. While he was in high school, he worked for a computer company and did some computer related work for them. And then he went to college and he continued working in computer related work. He even volunteered to help people fix their computers or customize their computers. And now he's graduated and he's got these certificates, and wow, he's a good candidate. As opposed to candidate B. Candidate B, okay, I see he worked at a fast food restaurant when he was in high school, and then when he was in college, he did sort of the same thing, unrelated, and then when he graduated, he didn't get any of the certificates, the computer related certificates, and now he wants a job working in our software firm. Which candidate do you think is going to win out? Of course, candidate A, because he had career related, degree related work experience. And I can mention several examples of other people that helped get them out of settings they really didn't belong in and get them back on track to where they needed to be for their degree and career goals. So let's take another example. Let's say you want to be a physical therapist. Okay, so nowadays it's like a master's degree up to a doctorate degree level with physical therapists. In the past, it wasn't that way. Now it is. But what can you do as a physical therapy career? Well, let's say you're in high school still even. How about helping coach? How about volunteering to coach a little league? Now you're saying, hey Ron, how's that physical therapy related? Well, because you're going to be dealing with sports injuries as a physical therapist, right? And you've already worked in that setting. You've seen kids get injured. You know what they had to do. You know what they had to do to even prevent injuries. So volunteer to help coach the Little League, any sport, especially any physical sport where they're subject to injuries. Okay, so you're in high school, you can still do that. Okay, now you're in college, you can still do that. Volunteer to coach. Or go look up a chiropractor. That's physical therapy related. Okay? So do things like that and just brainstorm. Oh, what's related to what I might be doing as a physical therapist? Okay, so I gave you two examples. Coaching a little league sports team, working for a chiropractor, and even just going into a physical therapy office and letting them know you're on track to be a physical therapist yourself, and ask them if they have any internships available or any jobs available where you can even work unpaid. Now, if you're thinking I gotta support myself, well, then take on another job. That's a paid job, even if it's unrelated, because you got one related work going, and then you can use unrelated work that pays to help sustain yourself. And that brings me to another subject. Don't be afraid to live with your parents. Living with your parents is as old as life itself. Now, if your parents are abusive or if it's not safe to live with your parents, then of course don't live with your parents. But but do things that will save you money. Okay, find a bunch of other guys you trust and are responsible and are safe to live with, and share an apartment together. Try and get along, and share an apartment until your career goals are met. And remember, your parents spent a lot of time raising you. They spent a lot of money on you. Some of them are still spending money on you in college. So at some point, it's payback time. You appreciate your parents, and don't be afraid to live with them and help them out. Okay? Big deal. You got to mow a lawn. You got to do some chores. Big deal. You're going to someday teach your own children to do the same thing. Big deal. Okay? Suck it up. And that's the more responsible thing to do. The people out there that make fun of people that are living at home, they're the ones that are off the track. Okay, and I can get into another video on things that happen to people who are on their own, especially you young ladies. Okay, it's safer to live with your parents if they're safe to live with. Okay, or do the alternative, like I said, get a bunch of your friends together or fellow classmates who you trust and who are safe to live with and easy to get along with, and then share an apartment or a house together. All right. So I have example after example of people who, if they follow my strategy of taking jobs or internships that are career related, that help them keep on track to get from point A to point B in their career goals in the soonest possible. One last example, and then I'll end the video. So I used to go on college campuses looking for interns to work in a tax firm, and I looked for accounting students, and they actually got paid, not real well, but they got paid. We paid them. I made sure they got paid, and they got college credits for it. The other thing is that one of my interns I ran into in an elevator in a building, actually where our home office was, and he said he was working for a Big Four accounting firm, and this was shortly after he worked for me as an intern. Do you think that his internship as a tax preparer put him ahead of his competition when he got that job with a Big Four accounting firm? I think so. Of course, because he built his resume on career-related work while he was in college still. And then when he graduated, he was ahead of the competition. You got to do that. Okay? So get a hold of me if you need to discuss things. Send me a message, an email. I'll be happy to talk to you on the phone and set up a phone appointment to talk about things. Watch my military career video as well. Don't miss out on that. Alright? So anyway, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.